his kick. Good grief, this thing is broken down. Referee called for the bell. Four men are beating the hell out of each other.
Why?
Down here.
Hello, boys and girls. You are now listening and watching Peter Talks Smackdown. This is episode 38 of Peter Talks Smackdown. Man, it's been 38 weeks of a podcast, of a show that doesn't exist to certain people. Jesus Christ. Be sure to check out Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, episode 65. This week was with one of the haters of SmackDown. She goes by the name of Keita Hubbard. She joined because of the scheduling mix-up. Just a scheduling issue between me and Jake. We'll be back next week. I hope for 66, he does a Faster Than the World podcast, and next week is Takeover from London. So the show's going to air around 3 o'clock. So hope that he can squeeze in time to not only does his podcast, but then come over and do Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. But Keita, she has her show called the Keita NJ Show, so check her out. And her Twitter is you, the letter U, know it, 1991. And another hater who I do a podcast with is Nathan Newman. We do the New Day podcast. We just finished episode 17 of the New Day podcast. Why do I do these podcasts with these people? I don't know. They hate everything I do. They absolutely hate me. They hate SmackDown. They hate me. They hate Jake. They hate wrestling. Nah, just kidding. I love those guys. They just like to rib me a little bit. But if you're listening, you're on one of many mediums. You're either on Podbean, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Podbean's the newer one, so if you are a Podbean person, make sure you check that shit out. And you're watching on YouTube. And without further ado, let's go into SmackDown. And this week's SmackDown is from the University of Tennessee, the Volunteers campus. The last time I saw a Volunteers football game was against Alabama. I was at a bar, and they fucking blew a lead at the very end. And there was some volunteer fans in the bar that just was so upset. So as soon as I heard that, it's the first thing that I thought of. They lost to Alabama like 3 weeks ago. But this is like the go-home show for Survivor Series. Now, if you go back and check out Peter's Raw recap, I hated that show. That show was a piece of shit. It really was. And I will admit that this is SmackDown, the episode, the show that don't exist, was a better show. All around, front to back, and shorter. I think being as short as it is makes a huge difference. They're able to sort of just focus on what they need to and they get the fuck out of there. And that's what this was. This episode was very much that. They didn't have this lingering hour of trying to fill content and a whole bunch of ads. So we found out from Raw who the Final Four is. And rather than the actual Final Four happen on SmackDown and then have the final on Survivor Series, they decided to basically hold out and do that Final Four to sort of fill out the pay-per-view for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And we all know what it is. It was filler. It's filler because at first it was supposed to be just a final, and then I guess last second, like, we don't know anything because we don't watch the show and we don't keep up with wrestling. That like they were just gonna pull a fast one and just have try to milk basically 2 matches on the Survivor Series. So in place of maybe the semifinal, we actually get a Miz TV segment and a scheduled tag team match between the heels and the faces going into that semifinal, which is the heels are Alberto Del Rio, along with Zeb Coulter, representing the Mex-Americans. And then you have Kevin Owens. And then on the babyface side, you have Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. And Miz TV, you know, the whole theme of this episode of Miz TV is the fact that he's trying to just run a show and things just keep getting interrupted. So Owens comes out, he's, you know, giving his speech, and then he's about to introduce somebody, but before he can even get out his introduction, Kevin Owens comes out. And he's like, fuck this is the Kevin Owens show. And then he's about to introduce someone else. And then ADR comes out before he can get introduced. He comes out with Zeb. And then Zeb, you know, cuts a promo about wanting to take part in this segment because, you know, Miz TV is a bunch of crap, pardon his French. And then he shoots on Kevin Owens. It's like, how the hell you even cross the border? You're Canadian. What'd you do, ice skate across Lake Michigan? Which I thought was pretty fucking hilarious. What is it? And then what happened in the ring, well, a segment that they want no part in, and how they're refusing, but for some reason ADR ends up in the ring. He shoots on Owens about how we're gonna need you Canadians to like clean the bathroom, and then Owens made a comment like, well, no one's missed you since you've been gone. I was like, ooh, insider shit, huh? Ambrose comes out because right before it seems like Del Rio and Ambrose is about to have fisticuffs, Miz bitches out Ambrose because they're like, dude, these guys are about to fight. We're fucking with my ratings. And Ambrose just is like, fuck you, dude. And then like, I guess he just cuts promos on both Owens and ADR, blah, 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 blah. And then Reigns comes out, and like the bully he is, he just starts picking on Miz. Miz ain't done nothing to him, but he just all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I'm gonna beat you up. Bully Reigns. And then the moment of the night, and we've seen this before, and this happened with the ladder match. TLC, I think the last Money in the Bank, this very thing happened, where RTruth, Jigaboo aside, just comes out, and he's like, all my life I've feared heights, and you know, he goes on a little bit more about how he's going to win the Money in the Bank, but he's not in the Money in the Bank ladder match, but he just cuts like one of the greatest promos in his career. He does the same thing here. Now, maybe this is like his new thing where he's going to be like, he thinks that he's part of like a championship, either tournament or ladder match or whatever. But he comes out and just cuts these fucking amazing, just straight to the point promos of, you know, of a RTruth I would much rather see than the RTruth that we get. And he just cuts this promo. He's just like, I'm going to cut through these guys like a hot knife through butter and become the next WWE heavyweight champion. And all the guys, first when his music hits, people are like, what the fuck? I was even like, what the fuck? But it started to make sense when he gets to the ring, he cuts the promo. And all the guys are just standing back there like, what the fuck? But he's dead serious. And I think I'm trying to tell, is it Miz or is it Ambrose or somebody just reminds him like, look, dude, you're not even in this. You've never been in the tournament from the beginning. And then Truth, you know, turns and apologizes and he leaves. And which was it was a good moment. It was a moment that was needed in terms of like comic relief. And then just looking at the potential of RTruth. But he hugs, you know, he's like, my bad. He daps up and hugs Reigns. He daps up, he hugs Ambrose. But then he's like, he looks at Owens and he looks at Del Rio. He's like, I ain't hugging y'all. It just kind of bounces out. And it was made for a good laugh. And I enjoyed it. But then afterwards, the Miz just has a meltdown, which results to Ambrose punching him in the face after he screams action. Afterwards, you're going to break. and we go into break. God damn it. We go into break, and he's all pissed off coming out of break that, in fact, that he got jaw-jacked and that he's not ready for his next match and he wants the match canceled. Come to find out, he's about to face Cesaro. And this is basically a squash match. Miz gets the early offense, and then all of a sudden he's in a crossface and he taps. And it was basically it was a Diva style match. I mean, real quick. I mean, I check this out because I don't watch it live. I watch it on replay. I was watching on Daily Motion. So I'm like, all right, I got a little bit of time before I come back and like take notes. I go to my fridge to go grab a piece of chocolate. And I can hear from a distance, the match starts, I walk. I hear the ring, the bell ring, saying that Cesaro was the winner. That's how fast that was. Like 45 seconds. So some Divas time action there. And as he comes out, I mean, I guess as he's walking up the ramp, Stardust music hits, and he's coming out for his match. Now, if anyone's been paying attention, Stardust, along with the Ascension, have been, in the stands during Cesaro's matches with like Stardust section things. And they're trying to build this feud. I'm trying to figure out when they're going to, capitalize on it. I guess this would be after Survivor Series. Unless, we already see what's happening with like the traditional 5-on-5. They did no build for it, but like I guess it's going to be the New Day and like Neville and the Dudley boys and all that crap going into that. But it would have been interesting to see Team Cesaro versus Team Stardust. I would have actually enjoyed that. With the Cosmic Wasteland, they would have, go grab like a couple of cronies, and then Cesaro grab him a bunch of like guys, and I think it would have been fun. But we're gonna wait till Survivor Series for this feud to take place. Now, the analogy of this, because Stardust is someone who considers himself a supervillain, Neville, the Red Arrow. But why Cesaro? Because if you watch the show, Cesaro is considered this Swiss Superman. Okay? Swiss Superman. Something as petty as a nickname involving Superman is why Stardust is interested in having a feud with him, okay? I didn't write this stuff. I'm just here to talk about it. But we get the Cosmic Wastelands. All three guys. It's a 3-on-3 match with the Ascension and Stardust versus the Dudley boys and Neville. Neville and the Dudleys wins with a 3D. They didn't get much work. Neville basically carried this match. And that was basically it. I mean, you look at what's going on. I don't know why these people are sort of thrown together just kind of out of shit. And I'm not even sure what's up with the fucking Dudley boys. I don't even know. I guess it's just get the table spot. We want tables. I think the cheap pop for that is why they're around. Since they, the second time they lost to the New Day, they've been shit. And they've just been thrown in like just crappy matches. And like they faced They faced the Ascension on Monday. So now they added a third, Neville, and then they threw in Stardust. So we'll see what happens with this. But if the attention is going to be toward, like, I get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. You're trying to start a feud with Stardust and Cesaro. The Dudley boys have already whooped up on the Ascension. Neville's just sort of floating around. So, I mean, for a go-home show, you would think you would try to use either, say, what happened, later on with the New Day and Kalisto with Ryback, and format that into like whatever 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series, rather than just throw like just 2 makeshift tag team matches. I mean, it makes no sense. It absolutely make no. Even me explaining this is making no sense because I'm trying to make sense of it myself. We have no announcement of what the traditional 5-on-5 is. Survivor Series matches. But then you have these makeshift matches. Say this, Cosmic Wasteland and Neville versus the Dudley Boyz. And Neville, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of everybody's time. And speaking of a waste, well, not as much of a waste. Because I figure Kita's pretty excited about this. Her boy Zach got some TV time. Woo, woo, woo. He's been chilling in the cut of NXT with the Hype Bros, and he's up now to put over Tyler Breeze. And Breeze cuts a promo, and he basically shoots on Ziggler that results in Summer Rae talking about how Ziggler has a small dick. Dolph shows up and basically invades the VIP section that Summer Rae is not sitting in while Tyler Breeze is in the match. I think he spills a drink or something and she's like just yelling at him. The match is what it is. The thing that surprised me is that Tyler Breeze, rather than pulling off the spinning heel kick, what he like to call the beauty shot, he actually hits the kill switch to take out Zack Ryder. Kill switch, that fucking thing that Christian does as his finisher. I think that's Tyler Breeze's finisher now. Now, again, I watch NXT. I do watch NXT. But I can't really recall Tyler Breeze using that before. Maybe he did. If you're listening and you remember Tyler Breeze using the kill switch for a finisher before, tweet me at PJTW Central or put a comment below. I don't remember ever seeing him use that. If that's his fucking finisher, sure beats the hell out of a. I mean, he could use the beauty shot as a setup to hit the kill switch. He knocks the motherfucker out, picks him up, sets him up, drops him. How about that, right? That one's on the house. But the thing that pisses me off, right, is that they're trying to build this feud. And this is the problem with the WWE as of late. They cannot book heat on no goddamn body. And this is a prime example of it. Tyler Breeze should just be a thorn in Dolph Ziggler's ass and not the other way around. It shouldn't be. You want to put Dolph Ziggler over as a babyface. You want this motherfucking Tyler Breeze to be like this, pretty boy fucking heel. Then let him get heat. Don't let Dolph Ziggler get the upper hand on him. That's the payoff. The idea is that we want to see fucking Tyler Breeze come up. It's in a match or something. If not in a main event position on like a taped Raw, but at least a fucking match on a pay-per-view. We got, after this, I think it's TLC after Survivor Series. It's like in fucking 2 weeks. And you already, when this match ends, you got Dolph Ziggler not only crashing the VIP section, you got him running in after Tyler Breeze and then dropping him with, it was a picture-perfect fucking super kick. But goddamn, I don't care about this feud anymore. All right. He got his fucking revenge. Now what? You're going to fucking try to milk together a fucking... you're going to have Tyler Breeze lose in his debut on Raw. Then you're going to have him get super kicked by the guy that he's been a fucking pain in the ass of. It makes no sense to me. Like, I don't give a fuck. I done seen him fucking get his comeuppance. I'm here to show the world. Shut the fuck up, man. And like, I can't blame it on them, man. They're not back there writing their script. They just got, their hands are tied to do this crap. But get some balls, Ziggler. Get some balls, fucking Tyler Breeze. Just say, hey, man, how about we not touch? How about I just fuck over Dolph over and over? And Dolph be like, yeah, let him fuck me over. I need some heat here, man. I need some babyface heat like you don't believe. If there was ever a time, I need it now. But I digress. Yeah. We get a Wyatt family promo. We get, basically Bray Wyatt talking about who he may choose as a tag team within his family to face the Brothers of Destruction. He goes down Rowan, he goes down Harper. But when he gets to Strowman actually cuts a promo. A good one at that. He's like, man, I'm going to destroy. I've been looking forward to destroy you motherfuckers forever. Here comes the apocalypse, motherfucker. And I'm just like, well, I predicted he would just pick Braun Strowman. He's the new toy. Why would you use Harper? You've already seen Harper. Even though he's a great in-ring guy. Rowan, not so much, but he just returned. But, like, he ain't no help. But Strowman's the big bad motherfucker. Why would he choose anyone but him? And then on top of that, if you're trying to tease this idea of who will I pick, why the fuck is Braun Strowman talking? That's a dead giveaway. That's what we call a spoiler, right? Well, any fucking way. You get the Undertaker's music hits, and then I'm like, this motherfucker's in Tennessee too? Goddamn, they getting some work out of him. But he's on the screen, and he basically cuts his Undertaker-style promo. They show Kane. He has a burning sheet mask. It's like, what the fuck, bro? And so, yeah, and when they're like, yeah, peace, see you Sunday, motherfuckers. Kane, drops the thing and from the fucking the poles in the ring and shit. But I forgot to add that surrounding the ring is a bunch of jobbers. Well, sorry, druids. A bunch of kids from Tennessee, I guess, from an independent whatever, or what the fuck ever. Maybe a couple of NXT kids dressed up in druid uniforms, or the locals, as I was trying to say earlier, surrounding the ring. But when Kane brought down the Hellfire, he killed the druids. They just died. They died. Like, oh man, can't be killing the druids again. There ain't be no more druids. What the fuck? All these just killed them. They're dead. Just sweep them up out the way. How did they get out? Like, I'll be really curious to the post production of that scene of them just basically getting up and walking out. It's like, well, people, we're not dead. We're playing dead. All right, we're just gonna walk that way, and you didn't see this, okay? Rest in peace chants too, which I thought was very odd. Rest in peace. That's a weird chant, by the way. I hope that never comes back up. Brie Bella versus Charlotte. All right, Brie mode. All equals bust your motherfucking lip mode. She cracks open the lip of Flair for the Brie mode knees to the face against the ropes. But Charlotte wins with the figure 8. I think Nikki's out there, so it's like, come on, Brie in the ring. But they don't focus on Nikki at all. They don't even shoot her outside. You just hear her from the outside. I'm like, oh, maybe they were shooting her. And I kind of was aloof looking at my iPad or something. But Charlotte wins with the figure 8, make her look strong, going into her title defense against Paige. And Paige is in the back, and she's basically defending, we got edgy Renee Young. She's all of a sudden like, foot of your neck, like get up in that ass, investigative reporter, CNN ass motherfucker, Renee Young. But she's drilling Paige, and Paige is basically defending her words and her actions going into her match with Charlotte Flair. Again, I mean, if you listen to Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, this last episode of 65 with Keita Hubbard of the Keita and Jay Show, the Keita and Jay podcast, how do I feel about them bringing up Reed? I talk about it there, but concisely, we need a decisive heel here. I'm not mad at it. Was it in bad taste? Who am I to say it's in bad taste? We know now that it's cheap. It's cheap heat. Sometimes you need cheap heat to get someone over. But I do know that the performance of the actual contract signing, knowing that Reed was going to come up, Charlotte's performance wasn't as great. I mean, she got all real worked up. I don't want a crying champion before she even get to Reed, because she knows she has to talk about him. But I don't want a crying champion. Fuck that. They should have called it audible. But they got through it. There was a brawl, and now Paige is an asshole that we all want to see her get her ass kicked. Mission accomplished. I mean, basically. The New Day comes out, cuts a promo on why they're not in the tournament, and then they cuts a promo on Kalisto. I mean, just your average, really funny New Day, not New Day podcast, but New Day promo. They're just funny, talking shit. But Kalisto comes out to face Big E. And it's a short match. There's a bunch of chaos outside. Fucking Kofi and Xavier Wood fuck up Sin Cara, which, leads to the distraction. I think Kalisto's trying to, look out for his buddy and throws himself out, which results to Big E getting the win. But the crazy part was at the end, he wins with the big splash. It's just this is where it got real creepy. And without having to bring up the R word, but that's what it really looked like, as Kofi Kingston and Xavier Wood are holding the limbs of Kalisto as he gets hit with another big splash. And I was just like, that's so weird, man. And the way they're laughing, and the way that Kalisto's screaming, and it was like the simulated R word. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what the fuck? That's not a good look, WWE. It's not a good look, fucking New Day. Whoa. Pump the brakes. But it results in Ryback coming in with the save, meat hooking, and big splashing Big E. And that's how that segment ends. Again, I guess maybe this builds up to the Survivor Series 5-on-5. I guess we got the New Day. That's 3 people. And then you would, I guess you would get... fuck would you get? I guess you would get Stardust. Or even the Ascension. No, yeah, that's it. That looks like that's what it would be. It would be the Ascension and the New Day versus fucking Big versus Ryback, the Dudley Boys, Neville, and Kalisto. Right? Or no Neville, just... So basically we have the Dudley Boys, the Lucha Dragons, and Ryback versus the New Day and the Ascension. That's my guess. We get Ambrose and Reigns in the back. They're broing it out because they love each other. I swear to God, that's the most bromance situation I've ever seen in wrestling. Because it's one thing to be supporting your boy, but they're glorified dating. That's what it looks like. But then it results in the end of them, going back and forth about tonight's main event match against Owens and ADR, he's like, well, maybe if we get to the final, what's going to happen when we get to the final? Oh my God, I'm going to have to face my love in the final. And I think Reigns is like, I'm going to treat you like no other person. Like, I'm going to go in and you're not special. I'm going to take your ass out. And Ambrose is like, I wouldn't have it any other way. And then they embrace and then they kiss. It's cute. So we get to the final, the main event of tonight's Raw, which is the tag team between Del Rio and Owens versus the Ield, which is Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. It ends in a no contest. I sort of tune out because it's something about anything dealing with Ambrose and Reigns that I just tune out. Ambrose himself, he doesn't allow heat. He doesn't allow himself to gather heat. He just doesn't. He refuses. He's like, nah, fuck that. I'm good. I'm just going to always not go down. And then you have Reigns, who's just kick, punch, slap, kick, punch. Poor Del Rio, poor Owens are really trying to wrestle in this match. And they are actually working together really extremely well. But it ends in no contest. I think because I think Ambrose is thrown into the stairs by Owens. Dude, we don't. You know what? It doesn't matter. It just was like, all right, throw the match, whatever, blah blah blah, and then all hell breaks loose, where the babyfaces basically end up on top, where Del Rio is hit with dirty deeds after attempting to put Ambrose in the arm bar or the arm bar, and then Owens gets hit with a spear trying to put the pop-up powerbomb onto Ambrose, and heels go down, and then the faces stand tall, and they walk over to the belt that's been sitting outside the ring in front of the announce table all night, and they both just kind of walk over to it and kind of look at it, licking their lips, looking at it like they're about to gangbang it. They shoot Ambrose's face, they shoot Reigns' face, and it's like they're licking their lips and they're smiling and they're looking down. And I'm thinking, man, is it like a bukkake going on now? Or are they like staring at the belt? I can't really tell. But they both look like they're about to enjoy something in the middle of them. It's fucking hilarious. And that's how it ends. I think they kissed and embraced. That's how it ended. But yeah, that's the SmackDown Survivor Series Go Home show. It wasn't that great, but it was better than Raw. So yeah, Survivor Series this Sunday. As for predictions, that's what happens with Keita too on episode 65 of the Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, featuring Keita Hubbard of the Keita and Jay Show. We give our predictions, and one of my bold predictions is that Kevin Owens comes out on top. That's my bold prediction. I didn't want to, but I did it anyway. Kevin Owens comes out on top. All right? You can take that to the fucking bank. Thank you for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that, my fingers pointing down, not at my junk, but to the direction of where the subscription button would be. Podbean, again, Podbean. I just got on Podbean, so if you're a Podbean listener, you have that as an option. SoundCloud, which is the hub. That's where the RSS feed is. That is the hub. SoundCloud, again, / Ellen Japanese, but just type in Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. iTunes, Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. Stitcher Radio, Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. Just type that shit in, man, and you get content. You get, YouTube, you get Peter's Raw Recap. Monday, that's Monday night, but Monday earlier today, it's me and Nathan Newman, the New Day podcast. Again, we just had episode 17 where we talk about the Ronda Rousey loss. or the Holly Holmes win. Then there's Raw Recap, which is exclusive YouTube. So, I just watch Raw live and then I do like a shoot on it. We have Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. We're up to episode 65. Next week will be 66. Where we record, we review Raw and just talk wrestling. We have Peter Talks Smackdown. That's every Saturday where I review SmackDown. So that's 4 things that you can look forward to when you subscribe and either watch on YouTube, again, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, SoundCloud, and iTunes. You can reach me on Twitter, PJTW Central. I do stuff with my Twitter, I guess. Leave a comment if there's something that you want to say about anything I have to say during any and all of my podcasts and all the content. Just leave a message. Thumbs up, heart, do all that stuff. The logarithms, when you like something, the logarithms add up. The fact that this content is worth consuming amongst the great podcasts out there. And then the most important thing is to share. Hit that little thing, that little revolver thing, or hit the share button and put it on your Facebook, tweet it out, put it on your Instagram even. Hell, you can even Snapchat the shit. I would appreciate all of that. All of it. Share. And one of the other thing that I would appreciate is that you watch out for those foreign objects. Big sports weekend. We got racing. We got football. We got Survivor Series. Everyone, enjoy that shit. Enjoy it. And I see you. I will see you Sunday. Sunday. I'll see you Sunday. So, till then, again, watch out for foreign objects. Biatch!